Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of the My Journey to Construction videos here with BYF Indiana. We're excited that you've joined us today. Our guest today is Laine, and I'm going to let her kick us off and tell us who she is and what she does.
Hi guys, my name is Laine. I'm a senior at Ball State University in Muncie. I have worked for E&B Paving for the past 3 summers. I did 3 summer internships, and then I just hired on full-time about a month to 2 months ago. My hometown's from Van Wert, Ohio, so I am out of state in Indiana, but I'm close to home. And yeah, and ask me any questions, I'm willing to talk.
Awesome, Laine. Thanks so much. What got you into the construction industry? How did you know this is what you wanted to study, and how'd you get here?
So my great grandfather started a family business. And so I basically grew up through that. So my great grandfather started the business, my grandpa worked for the business, and my dad worked for the business. And then my dad had no boys. So I'm the oldest of 3 girls. And as a family business, we kind of feel compelled, or not compelled, but I kind of wanted to work towards that. And so my first summer job, when I turned 16, I started working for my dad. And I basically was he's a concrete contractor. He does concrete, he does septic systems, excavation, trucking, anything. So I would drive the small dump truck to and from work. I would have a trowel in my hand doing concrete work. I had a shovel in my hand. I wore jeans and boots the whole summer, not your typical teenage girl job, but I made really good money. So when I went to school that next semester in high school, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm going to try accounting like my mom did. And I absolutely hated it. My mom went to school for accounting, and I was like, I cannot sit here all day long at a desk and do this. Nothing against her, but it's just not my style. So the next summer, I go back to work for my dad, and I love being outside. Every day is not the same, and that's probably one of the main reasons why I like the construction industry. And you start a project, and you always see it out to the end, and it's very satisfying to me. And so that's how I got started into it. And my dad still has the business today. And now my sister is helping my dad right now. And so that's what drew me to construction. So when I graduated high school, I knew I wanted to go to college. I didn't have to go to college. I could have kept working for my dad, making money until I really decided what I wanted to do. But I personally decided to go to school and start my career in construction management. And that's what my degree's in. And so that's how I got started. On a short note, now in September of 2018, so I graduated in May of 2018. September, I had a career fair for E&B, and I met Chuck. And I interviewed with Chuck, and the rest is history. I have been with E&B since basically the summer of 2019 when I had my first internship. I did 3 internships, and now it's the 1st of October of 2021. So my journey is everlasting in construction, I guess you could say.
That's awesome. What was it about your summer internships with E&B that you really enjoy? What's your favorite part about it? You kept doing it every summer. You mentioned just a minute ago you like that every day is different, but what else about the job really solidified that construction was for you?
So my first summer at E&B, they said, you're going to be out in the field. You're going to be working side by side with the crews, with the asphalt, concrete, milling. You're going to be in the lab, doing aggregate side, everything. You're just going to be working as a normal laborer. I said, okay, that's fine. I'm used to that. And so I was a little nervous at first because I've been so used to my dad and the family aspect. But when I went to E&B, it was basically the same thing. The guys were so nice to me. I had no issues whatsoever. They made me feel like part of the team. If I ever needed something, they were always there for me. They always kept me in the loop. They literally made me feel like I was a team member. And that's what I love the most about them, is the family aspect of everything. And so that's what made me keep coming back to them, because they were so good to me. I truly don't have anything bad to say about the company that I work for. I've obviously spent 3 summers with them. And so I'm excited to come back as full-time in May instead of just an intern, but they treat me like one of their own. I'm part-time now during the school year, which has really helped me financially. And so they're super good to me, and I love them so much. So, yeah.
most of the students who might be watching this video are high school students. So tell us a little bit about what you were like in high school. You told us about your summer job working with your family company, which is great. What was school like for you? Were you also an athlete? How were academics?
Mhm.
What was your experience like just a few years ago?
So my high school experience, I played volleyball and softball all throughout middle and high school. I would say I was an introvert with a whole bunch of group of people, but with my friends, I was an extrovert. So being with construction guys, kind of, I was introverted at first, but once they get to know you and once you get to know them, I became a lot more extroverted. Um, High school, I didn't really like math classes and science. I wasn't super excited about school. Um, I was an okay student. I maybe had like a 3.5 GPA when I graduated, which I mean, I think is probably pretty normal. It wasn't like spectacular, but I was just your basic high school student. I just played those two sports. Um,
Sure.
yeah, I didn't really, other than that, I was a waitress in high school. I worked at a pizza place on my off seasons of school. And I also worked at the Y as like a receptionist. So I did have some part-time jobs other than just my summer construction jobs with my dad. But other than that, I probably had a pretty normal high school life because we didn't have COVID before then. So yeah.
Right. When you were in
Imagine.
high school and when you were helping your family business, did you go ahead and get any certifications or any credentials at that time? Or has all of that come since you've started, probably being with E&B and in college? When
Mhm.
did you start kind of getting your certifications for the construction industry?
So in high school, I think I was CPR certified. I don't know if that really makes a big difference,
Sure.
but
A lot
that
of job sites require that. So that totally makes sense.
that was the only ever training I ever had until I got in with E&B, and then I had to get OSHA 30 certified.
Mhm.
And that's the only certification I have. I had nothing going into college or E&B. Everything that I needed, they provided for me, which was really nice because I know that some people probably get nervous about like, oh, do I have the credentials or do I have certifications? If you need something, the employer will provide it if you need it. I never had to get a CDL. Um, I never. I have a driver's license, but I got that way before when I was 16. So
Sure.
other than that, no, I'm just OSHA 30 certified
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely.
That's it.
What are some of the other skills that you have found valuable as you've been in the workplace over the summers, pardon me, or even part-time this year? There's definitely obviously the doing the job, right? There is the aggregate side, being able to mix stuff, being able to know some of those formulas and do the technical skills, right? Like you were talking about the concrete work earlier with the trowel and being able to get that level. All of those things are definitely valuable. What are some of the other soft skills? What else has helped you be successful outside of being able just to do the job?
Yeah, of course. I personally think that having soft skills are much more important than having the actual like doing the job skills. Because if you are willing to learn and your work ethic shows on the job site, they will teach you whatever you want to learn. If you are respectful to your peers, they will respect you right back. And if you have an attitude, an open mindset to learn and appreciate what everybody else is doing around you, they will teach you whatever you want to know. They will talk your head off. And just being open minded to everything, I think, is the biggest thing that I have learned. Because you'll go into working with somebody that's been there for 20 years and so they have so much knowledge to give to you. And if you just be a sponge and soak it in, you'll have that knowledge too. And I think that just being respectful is the biggest soft skill. I mean, being a team member, every you work on a team, it's a huge, huge, huge part of construction because there's a lot of moving parts in construction. And if one person's off, I mean, you could have a safety issue. Like there's a lot of construction is very dangerous. So especially the work that we do on live traffic roads and outside all the time, it's very important to work as a team and work together to get the common goal accomplished. And in high school, I think being on a sports team, that was very easy for me. But yeah, I personally think that soft skills are extremely important when working with other people because you're going to be working with lots of people throughout the day, tons of people. And if you could just have that mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to listen to this person, I'm going to respect this person, and I'm going to see what they have to say, and I'm going to try my hardest to do the best, then you won't ever have a problem in this industry. So.
As you think about other students, other high school students joining the industry, what would you tell them? What do you think you would say to them to help them, maybe finally make their decision that they want to go into the industry? Or what would you tell them about the industry, kind of as a final piece of advice from you?
I think that I would tell somebody just to get their feet wet, especially if they don't know if they want to go to college or not yet. College is very expensive. And so if you don't know what you want to do necessarily, I would suggest just start working. If you like the construction industry, maybe get on a concrete crew or an asphalt crew, or just get your feet wet, get started somewhere. You can start making money, you can learn more, even if it's not something that you like, maybe switch to a different field. But just get started. You don't want to waste your time in something that you're just spending a whole bunch of money when you can start somewhere, learn some experiences. And so right out of high school, I mean, you can make money and learn and not have to worry about things financially. Fortunately with me, I got started with E&B, and I have been very blessed in the aspect of financial and internships and everything that they've given to me. And right out of high school, I would very much recommend to just go start working somewhere. You can always go to school if that's what you want to do, but money is money nowadays, and I don't like to sugarcoat it. If you don't know what you want to do, don't go into school yet, because it is very expensive, and each year it just keeps getting more and more and more and more expensive. So don't waste your time. Get started somewhere, get your feet wet, and you might end up liking it, and you might be like me someday, 3-4 years down the road. Here I am.
That's awesome. Well, Laine, thank you for your time. We're so excited that you've shared your journey and a little bit about who you are and what your experience has been like. As we're wrapping up, I'll just give you one more chance. Anything else that you'd like to share with the group?
No, but if anybody had any questions for me, I don't know if you give contacts out, but I can talk to anybody about more into my experience and what I've gone through. I know this interview is shorter, but honestly, I would love to help people out if they need help. I go to career fairs and represent different colleges, but I also think that it's important to get in high schools, because there was nobody like me that would come and say, like, listen, I'm being honest with you. If you don't know what you want to do, don't go to school. You can make money other ways and have a really good life for yourself. Because my dad and my grandpa, they didn't go to school, and we were just fine. And so you don't need a college education to make a good living. And I just wish that more people push the trades, because we do need people out in the trades, and they are very special people, and they have a lot of knowledge, and it's a different type of smart. You don't have to have a college education to be smart, but it's just a stereotype nowadays. And if anybody did have any questions or wanted to talk further with me, especially any females out there, I am willing to talk. I'm willing to talk to guys too. That's not a problem, but I know girls, there's a lack of females in the field for sure. So talk to me. I don't know if you can give contact out, but
Yeah.
if there's somebody or a classroom that wanted to see me or talk to me, just let me know. And I'm in Muncie, so.
Yeah, anybody who sees this, if you want to have a different or a private or a one-on-one conversation with Laine, like, feel free to reach out. You definitely have my contact information. It's just Matthew@indianaconstruction.org, and I'd be happy to make that introduction. Laine, I just again want to say thank you for your time. Everybody else, thanks for signing on, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye guys, thank you.